here to give you the juice you need to build and sustain your career podcast style. I'm a professional with 20 plus years of experience in tech, government, nonprofit, you name it. I've been in the sector, and I want to turn my career into lessons for you. I'm a first-gen professional, and so want to open the door to knowledge and resources for you. Okay. I also am really into helping you make smart career decisions to make more money, to then enjoy more of your life outside of work. Yeah. Okay. Let's get started. Cheers. It's 2023, and if you are somebody that feels that kind of reset, that refresh that happens at the beginning of the year, awesome. This is an episode for you. If not, if you're like, no, I don't subscribe to that. That is BS. Not interested. It's just another day, another month. You might want to skip this episode. This is also the first time that I have recorded in what I'm calling the stewed. So this is actually my husband Greg's office, but I have a squeeze sign. Just want you to picture it if you're not watching on YouTube. I have the squeeze sign that my sister got made for me. Thank you, Bethany. And I have these like the full wall is like boxwood greenery that Greg put up. So it really looks like a fancy little content studio. It's very fun. And then there's our bookshelf over here, which is packed of all kinds of books. Okay, back to 2023 and figuring out what you want to accomplish. I always like to start goal setting by reflecting. For a couple of reasons. We'll get to that. So this may be an episode that you need to listen to a couple of times. Maybe listen to it once just to take it in, think about it, and another time to actually like use it as a working session to go through this with me. So what we're going to do is think of one thing in 2022 that you accomplished, that you felt like was a win, was something that you celebrated, maybe others celebrated, but you really were like, I nailed that. That's the thing I want you to think about. So pause. Okay, so you have that thing in mind. Now I want you to think about who were the people that helped you accomplish that big win. Okay, maybe big is not the right thing because I don't believe in that like, oh, it has to be huge. No, in that win. Was it a mentor that helped kind of guide you through the process? Was it your group chat that kept hyping you up and making you feel like you could do it? Was it colleagues, right? Did you work with a kick-ass group of people that were motivating, gave you great feedback along the way? Like, who were the people that helped you get there? Because nobody does this shit on their own. Let's be honest. Okay, so we have the thing that we accomplished. We have the people that helped us. The next thing you want to do is identify what systems you put in place to help you be successful. You might be like, Ashley, I don't do systems. Like, I'm not a, organizational systems person. Well, you are, whether you recognize it or not. Everybody has ways that you work. Okay, that's what it is. You have your systems that you put in place that help you make it to the deadline. Some of them are going to look messy to others, which looks like a system to you, and vice versa. Let me give you some examples of what that could look like. Some people could use a notebook, right? And write everything out beginning to end, their entire project plan, and then put it electronic, or then maybe put it in like an Asana or ClickUp to really work the project out and invite stakeholders. For some of us, this was me. Oh my gosh. Post-it notes, right? I like to map everything out because also Post-it notes move, right? Now, some of these new things like ClickUp, they have kind of Post-it notes that you can use and move them around, which is awesome. I also really like to use my calendar, and when I set the deadline, then I go back in my calendar and put all of the key milestones that I need to meet with reminders that are depending, a couple of days or a week, depending how large it is, in there. So that then I am keeping myself on track. Whatever it is, whether it's pencil, pen and paper, Post-it notes, a fancy new like project manager like Asana or ClickUp, you have a system. Maybe it's just your Google Calendar, okay? But that's your system. So I want you to pause and kind of think about what that is and how it works. Take a little note. Okay. You have the thing you did, you have the people that helped you get there, and you have the systems that you put in place. You are brilliant, okay? And that is part of why we start with reflecting, because before you set a new goal, I want you to realize how kick-ass you are, like what you have already accomplished. Amazing. Now, maybe you already have a 2023 goal. If you do, great. We're ready to move ahead. If not, pause. Think about just one thing. I want you to try this exercise with one thing that you really want to accomplish that will feel like a win for you, that you'll be proud of, to be able to look back over the year and say, I did that. And then you're going to go through the exact same exercise. Hypothetically, who do you need to get this across the finish line, right? Who do you need to check in with? Who do you know that has already done this type of work that maybe you could ask about how they were successful? Maybe, again, it's letting your group chat know that you're trying to accomplish this so you can have some accountability and some, cheering on happening in the background. Maybe it's a colleague that you need to talk through it with and see how they can help support this work in a more collaborative way. So, got your goal, you've got the people, you know what's last. The systems. What worked in 2022, systems-wise, that helped you be successful? Maybe you could say, it was a disaster. I barely got it across the finish line. I actually need to work on the systems more. Great. Think about what that can look like. Maybe go to YouTube. Look at how some other people do their projects and programs to set them up for success. Maybe your system was really strong and you just need to tweak it a little bit. Or maybe your system was so strong you need to actually document it and it kind of becomes your personal template that you didn't even recognize that you already have. Okay, I think I'm talking a little bit loud. I get really excited when people can start to realize their own strengths and kind of capture their own systems instead of just trying to watch and learn someone else's. Very helpful, but then you still have to make it yours. Okay, that's it. That is really all I want you to do to start out the year, is recognize what you have done and how you were able to do it, and then apply that to what you want to accomplish in 2023. Amazing. Okay. And confession, I only have some personal goals for 2023 yet. I'm still refining my professional goals. So I have also given myself homework by recording this podcast. How lame is that? Okay, well, I'm Ashlea Hitchcock-Francis, the Orange Lady, and now you have the juice, so you've got to put it to use. Until next time.